my own experience, I feel at a disadvantage because I'm working with scholars of religion, scholars of disability, sociologists, and others. My own experience is as a professor of English and creative writing, and my entry point into disability really is neurodiversity and neurodivergence, in particular autism and ADHD and bipolar disorder. So yeah, thinking through all these things, it's ironic sometimes in the community in which I live and work, which is a religious community, that the incarnation of Christ is a central event in the story of the New Testament and of the faith, and yet we sometimes engage theology as though it is a kind of ethereal and disembodied thing. I feel like we're behind on a lot of these issues, but we're making some progress. I think from the inside. I think this is a time when, for me, I've seen disabled people leading the way a little bit, and so that's been really interesting for me. For example, I have students who are in a class called Intro to Autism Studies who will come up to me and say something like, my textbook tells me that I need to use person first language rather than identity first language, and this classic conundrum that always seems to be ongoing. And I say to them, well, who wrote that book, and who was at the table, and who had the power and the authority to make those kinds of decisions, because we didn't have the input, and so what we're doing right now is, like, I lead a group called SEND, which is a student formed group, Students for Education and on Neurodiversity, and professors are honestly sending, and even academic enrichment folks are sending students our way to kind of share the lived experience of disability rather than just approach it from a scholarly vantage point. And so for me, it's a pleasure to be here and an honor to be here, but I like the mix of the scholarship and the clinical work and the research, but with also the sort of balanced by the lived experience of disability.